If you have really severe knee problems, you may hardly be able to move your knees or have never stretched them before, then you are in the right place, because we will now show you the 4 most important exercises according to us. First of all, it is about stretching the calves, because in our experience, they have a great influence on knee problems. Please stand about 1/2 to 3/4 of a step length away from the wall, place your hands against the wall, and we will start with the left leg. Now move your left foot back so far that when the heel touches the ground, you already feel tension below the back of the knee in the upper calf. The right leg is bent, as you can see, and very important, the back foot is pointing directly towards the wall. Be attentive, since it would be a mistake to turn the foot outward. It must point straight towards the wall, the knee must be fully extended, and the right knee is now the adjusting lever, so to speak. Stretch it a bit more and then come out of the stretch. If you bend it, then you'll notice if the left knee stays straight, it pulls more and more in the upper calf, and that's what we want. Because that relieves the knee from the tension of the lower muscles that are below the knee. Then you stretch very carefully further and further in. As I said, it pulls in the upper calf, it can pull in the Achilles tendon, it can pull a little in the ankle, that's all right. It just has to be well tolerable, it still has to be positive. But if you're doing it for the first time, then don't push yourself too much. Stay in the safe zone. Stay in a positive range, but still feeling tension. And then you'll notice how, over time, you can go a little bit deeper with the right knee and also on the left one. But make sure that the left knee is fully extended throughout the entire time we practice together. If you don't feel that anymore, oh, my knee is now extended, it's not extended, then you go out a little bit, because now it's easier for you to feel. If it's extended, you extend it again and then go back in immediately. Always a little bit more. Make sure that the knee stays straight. Also make sure that the heel stays on the ground. And then you slowly go out again, stretch your right leg and swing your legs a little. We are now doing the same thing on the right side. You step back with your right foot, making sure that the foot points straight forward, fully extend the knee, and now bend a little more in the left leg and lean properly against the wall. Use the wall as a support. This way you can maintain stability. Keep moving forward and feel inside. As soon as you have any concerns, it's too intense and my arthritis, etc., be cautious. You should always feel good while doing the exercises. Keep moving forward and feel inside. Check that the foot has not turned outward in the meantime. That can sometimes happen. Lean against the wall. It's actually quite comfortable. It's a very comfortable exercise. You stand here, lean against the wall, just have to pay attention to the extension of the right knee. Otherwise, the exercise won't be as effective. That's important, and keep going further in. Yes, feel and sense what is changing there. You might notice because the fabric of your pants moves against your skin. That way you can somewhat understand the increasing stretch. And then you slowly go out again, move your legs a little, take 2-3 steps, and you might notice that it already feels somewhat lighter. So, for the next exercise, it gets a bit complicated now, but it's so important that I would really ask you to try to manage it somehow. So I'll show you what the plan actually is. The plan is for you to grab your foot and now pull it further towards your buttocks. But if that's hard for you, therefore take a loop and wrap it around your foot. But maybe you don't have a loop, then just take a belt or use a towel. If you take a towel, I'm going to pretend that this is a towel. Then you would take the towel like this, turn it around like this, and then use the towel to pull. But maybe that's too difficult for you. And the absolutely simplest thing that everyone can do is to lie on your stomach, bend your right knee as far as possible, and now you ask your partner for help. Thomas, please be so kind, show it quickly. And now you do it very carefully. You kneel down like Thomas, practically take the foot in front of the shoulder, the top of the foot, help me push my groin to the floor, and then you come forward very carefully and stop, no further. Your partner must react immediately and stop, so you won't get hurt. You must guide your partner, and as soon as you notice, oh, that's getting too intense, then you should communicate the other person to stop. But it can be, go back again, Thomas, it can be that with you, I said about 90 degrees, it can be that it already pulls here, and then you just stay and tell Thomas or your partner a little more, a little more, a little more, and stay with the groin on the ground. Yes, okay, Thomas, thank you. If you don't have anyone and also don't have a loop, then you simply pull your foot actively a little further in this direction and practice like that. No matter how you do it now, whether you have taken a towel or whether you have a loop or a belt or whether your partner is pressing you a little, or whether you do it yourself, we stay in the stretch a little longer and gradually increase a bit more and then switch to the other foot. With the other foot, I'll show you now with the loop. The belt works almost the same. You put it around it. If it slips a little, then you can leave the shoes on. It slips less, and then you take the loop in your thumb or also the belt in your thumb, hook it in, and pull gently towards the buttocks. But be careful, because your hip would prefer to bend immediately. That would then look like, yes, as you see, it lifts a little. You have to keep them down. You have to keep them down and maintain all the time contact between the groin and the floor. Really push down. Yes, make a real effort to push down. If you are a bit overweight and can't bring the groin down because your belly is in the way, then put 2 to 3 books under your knee so that the knee comes up higher. You should feel a very clear stretching pain in the middle of the thigh all the way into the groin. That is the sign that you are exactly on the right muscle, which will help you, that's our experience with knee pain, to train it down until it's completely gone. In many cases, we've experienced it happening quite quickly, although it naturally varies from one person to the other. Yes, press the groin down nicely. Always a bit further in. And as I said, groin, 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 that is so super important. And then we come out here, and now we have already made the whole thing freer from the calves, from the thighs, from the whole area. And now a delicate topic, but it can't be avoided. Please get down on all fours. And many people may say, oh, I can't do that. I have an artificial joint. It's not possible. I have pain. It's not possible. Then do it on the bed. Put a pillow underneath. Put something softer under you so that you can bear the weight. Yes. Because it is a very effective exercise in most cases. You just have to do it and then develop the conditions so that it works. If you have managed that and you want to move further back with your buttocks, it may be that it's already tight here. Yes, it may be that it's already limited here. Because it hurts in the knee, because it pulls in the thigh, because it pulls in the back of the knee, all of that can happen. Then you stay where it pulls, where it pinches. You stay like that so that you can still bear it well, but it must be clearly noticeable. Yes, and then you go a little further day by day. Perhaps you can go all the way back from the beginning. Then you take your hands a little further back and can practice in this position. Or you may come just before your heels. You have to try it out. See if you can endure it by putting more weight on it, or prefer to stay a bit forward. Adjust it according to what your body is telling you. But please don't let yourself be unsettled by thinking that it seems too complicated to you or that it's not for you. I reluctantly say you have to, but it would be really great if you could manage this exercise, because it helps so incredibly much in many cases. Yes, when you eventually reach the heel, then it continues. I'm just showing it to you so that you have an idea. Yes, then you would gradually lean more backwards with the torso and bring along the pelvis, pulling in the belly button. Lead the navel backwards and then you will get more and more stretching here, and it is so super good for your knees. That's why, again, no matter where you are standing now, yes, try to achieve that. You can practice at least these 2 minutes that we do it here in your position. You will experience in most cases how good it feels afterwards. Yes, you have a good chance of that. And the last exercise, we simply apply what we have now trained into a do exercise, not an exercise, but a do exercise. What's the difference there? You stand shoulder width apart, maybe holding onto a table or a chair if it's too light. Yes, to a table, to the heater, something stable. Then you go slightly into the knees, keeping the heels down, and maybe you only come so far. Let's say from the side perhaps, maybe you only come this far, then it doesn't go any further. Now it starts to hurt. You have no strength, no matter. Then you go down to here and come back up slowly, and then you go down again, as far as it goes. Come up slowly and repeat it. You may notice every time you come a millimeter deeper and go up again, and then another millimeter deeper and up again. Yes, every time you come a little deeper, maybe at some point you'll notice how much you have improved, even though it may now seem so far away for most people. Yes, maybe you will go even deeper, or you will eventually go so deep that you also go below this knee height. you always go down as far as possible and then up again and then down again and up again. And you also notice that you are getting more and more strength. Due to the muscle practice. And then you practice the stretching to get down there, always a little deeper, and at the same time you get the strength in your legs, and then you will notice, with a very high chance, that you can always run better. And that you have less and less pain in your knees. Have fun with it and stick with it and trust your body, because it needs the exercise, and if it gets the right training, it will get more flexible and strong. This is how our biology is designed. Have fun, and if you click here, you'll get something very special, some exercises to get up from the floor more effectively.